the headlines tonight, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs said public diplomacy efforts are being exerted to secure the national interest of the nation. Residents of Shire town in Tigray region said the peace accord helps them to undertake their daily businesses. Good evening to you all. A very warm welcome to ETV News. I'm Grum Tariku. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has expressed his wish for a happy Lunar New Year to the people and government of China. The Premier tweeted wishing the people and government of China a happy Lunar New Year and best wishes in the year of the rabbit. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Demek Mekonnen has extended his warmest wishes for a jubilant and prosperous Lunar New Year to the people of China. I'm confident that we will use the New Year to kick the long-standing ties between Ethiopia and China up a notch, he tweeted. He also expressed hope that the New Year will symbolize strength, tenacity, and boldness for both China and Ethiopia.
Welcome to the land of origins. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia is pleased to serve all your traveler banking needs. If you have money from any of these 16 countries, you can convert it to local currency by visiting our nearest branch. Alternatively, our secure Forex ATMs accept cash exchange, or if you prefer using your cards, we've partnered with Visa, MasterCard, and UnionPay so that you can withdraw cash from our local ATMs or make cashless transactions at thousands of local POS partners securely and with confidence. We are linked with more than 700 global banks through our direct SWIFT address, CBE Teta. We also work with 16 international money transfer agents, out of which Tune and World Remit enable you to make direct deposits into our savings and current accounts or our popular CBE Burr mobile wallet. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, the bank you can always rely on.
Welcome back, and you are watching ETV News. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ethiopia has expressed condolences on the passing of Gabon's Foreign Minister Michel Moussa Adamo. The ministry has extended consolation to the family of the deceased as well as the people and government of Gabon on their loss. Gabon's Foreign Minister Michel Moussa Adamo died on Friday of heart attack, President Ali Gbagbo said in a statement. The government sources said that he was in a Council of Ministers meeting when he suffered a cardiac attack. He was rushed to the hospital and died shortly after midday despite specialist treatment, said the government statement. Ambassador Dina Mufti said public diplomacy activities will be reinforced and continue to protect the national interest of the country. He urged the Ethiopians living abroad and other pertinent bodies should strive on activities which center on maintaining the interests of the country. Johannes Fantaun has more from Ethiopian News Agency.
Talking to Ethiopian News Agency, member of the Foreign Relations and Peace Affairs Standing Committee of the Parliament, Dina Mufti said activities are being carried out to promote and create proper awareness of the current peace efforts and other issues of the country. According to Dina, public diplomacy efforts are also exerted mainly by Ethiopia's diplomats, various institutions of the country and individuals, as well by the Parliament.
Public diplomacy efforts are being exerted mainly by Ethiopian diplomats, different institutions of the country, individuals as well as by the parliament. Various sections of the society, including the Ethiopian parliament, are working to promote public diplomacy. Our desire for peace with friendly countries and various efforts that we have been trying are continued and bearing fruits.
Moreover, he indicated that efforts are being expanded to promote a positive image of Ethiopia, ensuring government-to-government relations become effective, thereby safeguarding the national interest of the country. Furthermore, he explained that the creation of parliamentary friendship committees with various countries will continue on a large scale. Dina added that efforts are being undertaken by the public diplomacy with particular emphasis to protect Ethiopia's political, economic, cultural, military and other interests.
Public diplomacy can be fully implemented if we continue to focus on national interests. Strengthening public diplomacy means strengthening conventional diplomacy. When the two areas of diplomacy strengthen together, they can bring required results.
Conventional diplomacy,
protecting the national interest of a nation is not left to one side. Ambassador Dina underlined that it's appropriate to inform everyone at every level of the activities being undertaken to bring about sustainable peace in Ethiopia. He urged that Ethiopians living abroad, higher education institutions, civil associations, religious institutions, and prominent individuals should embark on activities which center on maintaining the interests of the country.
The federal government and TPLF have already reached peaceful resolutions over the conflict which ravaged the northern part of Ethiopia in the past 2 years. Now a peace momentum is taking place and everybody is aspiring to have normalcy in the northern part of Ethiopia, which includes the Afar, Amhara and Tigray regions. Drivers of main trucks in the region say shortage of gas is affecting their day-to-day activities, hindering the transport service they have been providing for long. Daniel Kasaun has more on this.
Large members of the Eritrean troops have left the town of Shire in Ethiopia's Tigray region, where they fought in support of the government forces during a 2-year civil war. A resident and 2 humanitarian workers told Reuters on Saturday. It was not immediately clear if the troops' movement out of Shire, one of Tigray's largest towns, was part of an Eritrean withdrawal from the region or merely a redeployment. Shire residents said the Eritrean convoys were seen leaving the town from early in the morning until about 5 p.m. Friday. On Saturday, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken spoke with the Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed about the Eritrean troops withdrawal and welcomed this deployment, noting that it was key to securing a sustainable peace in northern Ethiopia. This is according to a statement tweeted by the United Department of State spokesperson Ned Price. Residents in Shire town now indicated the peace accord signed in Pretoria has brought them lasting resolutions towards peaceful coexistence and development.
The price of benzene for three-wheel vehicles has come to lower price, and we are getting back to normal situations from where we have been paying much for energy sources. The peace dividend is helping us a lot. Now we are paying less than here 100 from where we have used to pay around 800, but that is too much difference. We used to work for survival, now it goes beyond and we are making profits.
So far, the dwellers in the northern part of Ethiopia have been suffering with lack of peace and stability, but now things are having different scenario and promising activities are taking place well underway. The regional administrators are optimistic enough that all the political, social, and socio-economic activities are in their right shape for better achievements.
Minister of Education Brahanu Nagga said preparations are being made to rebuild schools ransacked by the war. According to the Ministry of Education, in northern Gondar, a Darkai town, out of 72 schools, over 50 educational institutions have been completely destroyed. During his visit in Afar, Amhara, and Benshangul and Oromia regions, the Education Minister Brahanu Nagga explained that preparations are finalized to rebuild damaged schools in a better way.
3,000 or 4,000 schools destroyed by the war in Amhara, the Afar, and the Benshangul Gumuz and Oromia region. Out of these, over 1,300 schools have been completely destroyed. We agreed that the states should repair the schools that suffered minor damage and the Ministry of Education to rebuild schools completely damaged by the war through fundraising.
The minister also announced that new Ethiopian school design is unveiled.
We have designed a new school called Ethiopian Schools. Upon this, we have designed a plan to rebuild damaged schools respectively. Some 80 schools have been given to constructors during this fiscal year. We are also set to build new high schools and boarding schools across the nation.
Welcome to the land of origins. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia is pleased to serve all your traveler banking needs. If you have money from any of these 16 countries, you can convert it to local currency by visiting our nearest branch. Alternatively, our secure Forex ATMs accept cash exchange, or if you prefer using your cards, we've partnered with Visa, MasterCard, and UnionPay so that you can withdraw cash from our local ATMs or make cashless transactions at thousands of local POS partners securely and with confidence. We are linked with more than 700 global banks through our direct SWIFT address, CBE Teta. We also work with 16 international money transfer agents, out of which Tune and World Remit enable you to make direct deposits into our savings and current accounts or our popular CBE Burr mobile wallet. Commercial Bank of Ethiopia, the bank you can always rely on.
Welcome back in. You are watching ETV News. In our final news story, in laboratories in Tanzania and Nairobi, rats have been trained to sniff out tuberculosis. The African giant poached rats work with scientists at the Apopo Project, a Belgian non-profit organization in Tanzania, because they can detect the smell of the deadly disease. Goshumelis has more from Africa News.
In laboratories in Tanzania and Nairobi, rats have been trained to sniff out tuberculosis. Already known for finding landmines, the rodents could now transform the way the disease is detected. The African giant poached rats work with scientists at the Apopo Project, a Belgian non-profit organization in Tanzania, because they can detect the smell of tuberculosis. Joseph Soka, program manager for TB at Apopo, said the sensitivity of these rats is as high as compared to microscopes and as compared to other tests.
Sensitivity of these rats is high as compared to microscope, smear microscope. And as compared to other tests, their sensitivity are independent of HIV status. That is, they can easily identify tuberculosis in people living with HIV, giving in mind that these people living with HIV, it's very difficult to be diagnosed by the standard tests, including gene expert and microscope.
Apopo is already known for training rats to find landmines, but training them to detect TB was a new territory when they adopted the program back in 2008. Now, the animals work in 21 medical centers in the Tanzanian capital, Dar es Salaam, as they are taught to be faster at detecting the illness than standard methods. Daval Shah, veterinary pathologist at Lancet, Kenya, said rats can speed up the process.
So the conventional laboratory techniques can take anywhere from 2 hours to even 14 days per sample, depending on what technique you use, while the rats would be able to accomplish testing of 50 samples within 2 hours. And this would be ideal in far places or remote places like Mozambique or places in Mozambique which are rural.
According to the WHO, TB claimed the lives of 1.6 million people in 2021, including 180,000 people with HIV. The disease is the 13th leading cause of death globally and the second leading infectious killer after COVID-19. It is hoped the use of rats might do away with the need for time-consuming microscope testing.
Over now to a quick reminder of the headlines. The Minister of Foreign Affairs said public diplomacy efforts are being exerted to secure the national interest of the nation. Residents of Shire Town, Tigray region said the peace accord helps them to undertake their daily businesses. Well, you have been watching ETV News. Thanks for your company and have a great week.